Goa is a land of vibrant colors, intoxicating aromas, and the echoes of ancient chants. Temples stand as testaments to ancient Hindu traditions, their intricate carvings whispering tales of gods and goddesses. Churches, with their soaring arches and stained glass windows, speak of a fervent Christian faith that found a home on these shores. Mosques, adorned with intricate geometric patterns, add their voices to the symphony of faiths that defines Goa. This is a land where the legacy of Portuguese colonialism intertwines with the rich tapestry of Indian culture. The result is a unique blend of East and West, a melting pot of traditions that have coexisted for centuries. Walking through the streets of Goa is like stepping into a living museum. Each building, each street corner whispers tales of a shared history, a testament to the harmonious coexistence of diverse communities. Goa's heritage is a reminder that diversity is not a weakness, but a strength. It is a beacon of hope in a world increasingly fractured by division and intolerance. However, this harmonious coexistence, carefully nurtured over centuries, is facing new challenges in the 21st century. The Portuguese arrived in Goa in the 16th century, not as benevolent explorers, but as conquerors. Driven by a thirst for spices and souls, they established a colonial regime that would last for over 4 centuries. The construction of magnificent churches and cathedrals, often on the sites of demolished Hindu temples, became a potent symbol of this cultural imposition. The arrival of Christian missionaries, particularly the Jesuits, had a profound impact on Goa's religious landscape. They converted a significant portion of the population to Christianity, often using methods that were coercive and exploitative. The forced conversions, the destruction of Hindu temples, and the suppression of indigenous religious practices left deep scars on the collective memory of Goa. However, the Portuguese era was not solely defined by conflict and oppression. The intermingling of cultures led to the emergence of a unique Goan identity, reflected in its cuisine, music, and language. This complex legacy, marked by both conflict and cultural fusion, continues to shape Goa's present-day reality. Understanding this complex history is essential to navigating the contemporary challenges facing Goa's unique cultural fabric. Today, the ghosts of Goa's past are being resurrected, not to foster understanding but to fuel division. Right-wing Hindu nationalist groups, emboldened by the rise of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, to national prominence, are exploiting historical grievances for political gain. The destruction of Hindu temples during the Portuguese era, a painful chapter in Goa's history, is being used to stoke communal tensions and demonize minority communities. These groups often portray the Portuguese era as a time of relentless Hindu persecution, conveniently glossing over the syncretic traditions that also emerged during this period. The narrative of victimhood is used to justify a range of demands, from the reclamation of religious sites to the rewriting of history textbooks. This manipulation of history for political purposes poses a grave threat to Goa's tradition of interfaith harmony. The political climate in India, increasingly defined by religious polarization, has further exacerbated these tensions. The BJP, with its roots in Hindu nationalism, has long sought to project an image of India as a Hindu nation, often at the expense of its minority communities. Understanding the historical context of these narratives is crucial to counteracting their divisive potential. The situation in Goa is not an isolated incident. Across India, historical disputes are weaponized to incite communal tensions and consolidate political power. The Ayodhya dispute, a decades-long conflict over a site claimed by both Hindus and Muslims, is a potent example. The demolition of the Babri Masjid in 1992 by Hindu nationalist mobs left a deep scar on India's secular fabric. The Ayodhya dispute, fueled by religious fervor and political opportunism, warns of the dangers of manipulating history. The events in Ayodhya led to widespread communal riots and a climate of fear and distrust. The scars of that event continue to haunt India's social fabric, reminding us of the fragility of communal harmony. The rise of Hindu nationalism, fueled by a distorted reading of history, threatens India's secular democracy. The situation in Goa must be understood within this broader context of rising religious intolerance and political exploitation. As political parties and interest groups squabble over the past, the present and future of Goa's people are being neglected. The relentless focus on historical disputes and religious identity politics distracts from the pressing issues facing the state. Education, healthcare, infrastructure development. These are the areas that demand urgent attention, yet they are often sidelined in the pursuit of historical revisionism. Goa, despite its tourism revenue, grapples with significant socioeconomic challenges. Poverty, unemployment, and inadequate healthcare facilities plague many parts of the state. While politicians engage in divisive rhetoric and historical debates, the basic needs of ordinary Goans remain unaddressed. This misplaced focus on the past comes at the cost of the present and future well-being of the people. The obsession with historical grievances serves as a convenient smokescreen, diverting attention from the failures of governance and the lack of progress on critical development indicators. Instead of investing in education, healthcare, and job creation, resources are being channeled into fueling divisive historical debates and stoking communal tensions. Realizing Goa's potential requires a shift in focus, from the divisive politics of the past to the pressing needs of the present and the promise of a brighter future. Despite challenges, Goa's tradition of interfaith harmony remains resilient. The state's unique history fosters a culture of tolerance and mutual respect. This peaceful coexistence is a conscious choice by generations of Goans. From Diwali to Christmas, shared markets and neighborhoods, Goa shows that differences are sources of strength and vibrancy. This spirit of inclusivity makes Goa special, a beacon of hope in a fractured world. The study of archaeology and history plays a crucial role in understanding the complexities of Goa's past. However, these disciplines are often misused, their findings distorted and manipulated to fit pre-existing narratives and political agendas. Archaeological evidence, open to interpretation and often inconclusive, is presented as irrefutable proof of historical claims, fueling animosity and distrust between communities. The demolition of ancient structures, both Hindu temples and mosques during the Portuguese era, is a sensitive issue. While some argue that these acts were part of a systematic campaign to eradicate indigenous faiths, others point to the complexities of the historical context, including inter-religious conflicts that predate the Portuguese arrival. It is crucial to approach these historical debates with nuance and sensitivity, avoiding simplistic narratives of victimhood and oppression. Instead of using archaeology and history as weapons in a cultural war, these disciplines should be employed to foster understanding and reconciliation. A more balanced and nuanced approach to historical interpretation is essential, one that acknowledges the complexities of the past without resorting to blame, games, and historical revisionism. In the face of rising communal tensions, it is more important than ever to emphasize the values of dialogue education and a shared understanding of history. Instead of allowing political opportunists to dictate the narrative, Goans must reclaim their history and engage in open and honest conversations about their past. Educational institutions, cultural organizations, and civil society groups have a crucial role to play in this process. Promoting critical thinking, encouraging interfaith dialogue, and fostering a shared sense of Goan identity are essential steps towards countering the divisive forces at play. Heritage preservation efforts should not be limited to restoring physical structures, but must also encompass the intangible heritage of coexistence and mutual respect that defines Goan society. The onus is on each Goan to reject the politics of division and embrace the values of tolerance and inclusivity that have defined their history for centuries. Goa stands at a crossroads. The path ahead is fraught with challenges, but it is also illuminated by the enduring spirit of its people. The choice is clear: succumb to the forces of division and historical revisionism, or rise above the fray and reaffirm the values of unity, tolerance, and mutual respect that have defined Goa for centuries. Let us choose the latter. Let us celebrate the rich tapestry of cultures, faiths, and traditions that make Goa so unique. Let us remember that our shared history, despite its complexities and contradictions, binds us together as Goans. Let us work together to build a future where diversity is not a source of division, but a wellspring of strength and resilience. The world is watching. Let Goa once again be a beacon of hope, an example of a society that chooses unity over division, understanding over ignorance, and love over hate. Let us together ensure that Goa's future is as bright and harmonious as its past. If you enjoyed this journey through Goa's rich heritage, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that celebrate the beauty of diversity and unity.